Very good morning, students. Today, we are here to learn about the communication skills, and I am Dr. Sarvesh Kumar. Welcome you in this session. This is our sixth lecture, and we are going to learn about the different model of communication. And today, we will learn what is the this is the module number second, and we will cover these all lectures under this presentation. And this is the lecture number 6, different models of communication. As we know, this communication is a process, and every process requires a different system by which we can communicate or by which we can access to that particular information. So if we talk about the models of communications, so there are different models given by different experts. Today we will learn about what are the models and what type of the components are being used for them so that the communication process may be happen. So first of all, we will learn about what is the communication model actually and what is the meaning of model of communication. A communication model is a framework that explains how communication happens, how messages are created, sent, received, and interpreted. So these things may be happened with the different set of components that is called the model of communication. And these are the different components of models that we will use. That first one is the sender. Sender, as we know, the person or system creating the message. From where that message is being created, that is called sender. And next is message. Message means the information or the idea that is being shared or that is being prepared for sharing among the society or audiences. So that is called the message. And if we talk about the channel, channel means the medium that may be a phone, that may be an email, that may be face-to-face contact, or any other means by which that message goes up to the ultimate users or reached up to audiences. So that is called the channel. Now we are coming to the receiver. The next component is receiver. Receiver means the person or the system the message is intended for whom that message was prepared. So ultimate receiver or the user or the ultimate place where we want to send that particular message, that is called the receiver. And there another component is that is the feedback. Feedback means the response that shows how the message was understood. That message was understood 100%, partial, or that particular feedback will come from that particular source. Then we can analyze or we can evaluate either the communication was effective or not. So that is called the feedback. And the sixth component that we generally used in the models, that is the noise. Noise means what? Means during any process there may be several hindrances also. So that is part of noise. Means anything that distorts or disrupts, anything that distorts or disrupts, like literal noise, that may be echo, weather, voices, or any technical issues. That is they will be part of noise, as a noise of communication that can hinder the communication process. So these are the all 6 components that are being used for any model of the communication. We will learn what are these models and how these all components are being used in these particular models. So coming to the next slide, means here these are the different communication models. What are they? Like number 1, as you seeing, that is Shannon and Weaver model. Means that this model emphasizes the importance of encoding and decoding messages and the possibility of noise that can disrupt that communication. So this model deals with these type of the facilities. Now the model number 2, that is the Aristotle model. Aristotle model means that emphasizing the understanding the audience and crafting a persuasive message. That is the importance of the Aristotle model. The model 3 that we will learn, that is the Lasswell model. Means it highlights the 5 components the whom, who, what, channel, to whom, and effect. So these all the components of the Loss-Bell models. And the model number 4, that is the transactional model, that means emphasizing the role of feedback and ongoing negotiation of the participants. So this model is called as the transactional models. So here these are already visualized, and they different by different pictures. You can watch the Shannon and Weaver models. These are our components, that is the encoding, decoding, and channel and noise. These are the different components of a Shannon and Weaver model. Same to the, we talk about the Aristotle model. Aristotle also comprises of the sender, speech, occasion, receiver, and effect. And these all the different components are given by different experts in their ways also. But here, for example, we are putting here so few of them. So if you will learn about these models, means different experts has given in the different ways also, but these are few the established model in the domain that can be learned or that can be understand for the students as a communication models. Now the model number 3, that is the Loss-Bell's model. It means the basic components are who means the sender, who is sending the message, and message say what. Say what means what do want to say, that is the called message. And the medium is the channel by which that message will run. And receiver means to whom that message was sent, that is called to whom, that may be called as a receiver also. And with what effect that message was reached, so that is called the feedbacks. So in this way this process was completed, and it is this communication model was depicted by or given by the Loss-Bell's model. And transactional model, as we know, the transactional model, another model, it is being by the sender and receiver, the same component at both the places, sender and receiver, and vice versa. This channel and feedback will reach to the sender, or the receiver, the feedback again will reach to the sender. So this is the transactional model. It is vice versa, followed by the different channel and the medium, and followed by the noise and other. So these are the different models that we can go through and in detail also. Well, so again let's understand what is the need of communication models. As we have gone through different communication models, and these models were very good, and they were get understood by the students, and you came to know why the different names of models and the different components of these models, how these models are working, what is the need of this particular model. So let's understand why the communication models are important. What is the need of these communication models is in communication system or for developing the communication skills. The communication models are essential tool that help us understand and improve the way we exchange information. Whenever we talk about any model, the model just reflects the procedure by which we can reach up to ultimate destination. And in the case of communication, again there is a need to develop different models, or by incorporating different type of the components, and by utilizing these components we can understand that how this communication process works. So that is very important. So therefore we can understand what is the meaning of this communication models. Means the models are essential tools that helps us to understand and improve the way we exchange the information. Means they improve the way by which we exchange our information from one place to another place, from one individual to another individual, from one group to another group. So that's why it is very important. The need of these communication models also can be understand and also can be clarify to know the communication process, and the need is there for clarifying the communication process. How it clarify the communication process? Let's understand. The communication models provide a visuals or conceptual framework that breaks down the complex process of communication into understandable components. Means these models, they break down the complex process of communication into the understandable components. Yeah, this simplification aids in identifying how messages are sent, received or interpreted. Means this particular model will simplify aids in identifying the message, how message was sent, how message was received and how it was interpreted. So, these all the things can be captured by utilizing the communication models. So, therefore, the need of communication model is in clarifying the communication process. So, that is why this point is being clear over here. So, let us go for the another points. What is the need of communication model? The second need of communication models is to identifying potential barriers. Yes, as we already understand, what is the barrier? Means the any obstacles or impediments that hinders the communication process, they generally called as the barriers in communication. And how the potential of these barriers can be identified, and which are the potential barriers, they can be identified, and they can be identified with the help of communication models. So, therefore, there is a need of communication model to identifying the potential barriers. Yes, how we will get it? Yes, by outlining each step in communication process. These models helps pinpoint where misunderstanding or disruption may occur. Means by this process, by this model, we can point out where this misunderstanding or disruptions was occurred, such as noise, interference or misinterpretation, allowing for strategies to mitigate these issues. Means where the noise was there, how this noise was interfering, was the misinterpretation was there, and also it will help you to provide a strategy, to guide a strategy to mitigate these all issues of the communication process. And we generally study these all the models, the need of these models to make our communication more effective. Yes, because without making communication more effective, we cannot make the sense of any sending message. So, therefore, it is need in identifying the potential barriers of communication. The need number third is, that is the enhancing communication skills. Means by utilizing, by incorporating these communication models, we can enhance the communication skills. How it will be possible? Yes, by understanding different communication models enables individual to develop more effective communication strategy, followed by improving the clarity and efficiency in both personal and professional interactions. Means with the help of these models, we can enhance the communication skills, and we can also came to know different the loopholes during the communication process, and accordingly we can make we can chalk out a strategy to and make it more clear for clarity and for improving the efficiency in both personal and professional interactions. So, this is the again justification for what is the need of communication models in communication process. So, let us go for the another needs. Let us understand. The need number 4 is, it is facilitating feedback and adaptation. And how this feedback and adaptation is being facilitated by the different communication models? Yes, the models that incorporate feedback loops like the interactive and transactional models, they emphasize the importance of response in communication, highlighting how message can be adjusted based on the receiver's feedback. So, these models, like especially the transactional models or interactive models, they become helpful in providing feedback, and accordingly how that message can be adjusted based on the receiver's feedback, accordingly it can be maintained or can be understand. So, this is again a need of the communication models in communication process. The another need of communication models is in supporting technological communication, and these, although we know very well these different models, they are used or they utilize different type of technologies. In the realm of the digital communication, the models such as Shannon and Weaver's model are instrumental in understanding how information is transmitted and received through various channels, accounting for potential technical disruptions. Yes, so this can be understand that it supports, these model supports in technical communications and makes the message more understandable and easy to send up to the ultimate audiences. So, this is the importance of communication models, and this is the need of communication models because it support in providing technical communication. The next need of communication models is in guiding AI communication development. Artificial intelligence, as we know, in recent years or recent studies, we have shown that the artificial intelligence systems can develop human-like a communication pattern, and understanding communication models is a crucial in guiding and developing AI to ensure effective and ethical interactions. And nowadays AI is at boom, and we are not very much away from the AI. In each and every houses and even each and every hand, we can have the potential of AI. Everybody is just following the AI, and we are having different type of the digital tools, and they are inbuilt with the help of AI, and they are being used in homemaking, in teaching, in professional life, in transportation and different vehicles, and followed by in another way of life, in medical sciences, in human life, for making our life more easy, and our actions are being done very easy by these type of the AI, and they are providing very fruitful informations, and they are very powerful tools and helping people to make their life easy and smooth. So, let us understand what are the different these models, as we are already studying on these different models. So, there is we talk about the model number 1, that is like Shannon and Weaver model. This is called the mathematical model, means it is another name. You can say the Shannon-Weaver model also called as the mathematical model, and this is best for what? It is best for technical and linear communication such as data transmission and all. This model of communication is very good, very suitable for the data transmission. And we talk about the different type of key elements. What are the different key elements being involved in this particular model? So, they are the sender, encoder, channel, decoder and receiver, plus noise. Yes, the noise somewhat is also being added in that. At the receiver end, sometime noise also can be
counted for that. So these are the different key elements of this model. We talk about the strengths of this model. What are the strengths? This model is clear. This model is having potential to provide the foundational, introduces the concept of noise. It introduces the concept of noise. These are the strengths. It is very clear, foundational, and introduces the concept of noise. So that is very important to understand in any communication model or any communication process, because noise plays very important role. If the noise there, then the communication will not be properly, will not be clearly heard by the audiences. So therefore, what is the noise and what is the concept of noise and how this noise can interfere during the smooth communication process. So that can be understood by this particular model. If we talk about the limitations, even we know this is the linear means it is a one way, means as we know the communication process is a two-way process, but if we talk about this model, so this model works from as a one way, it is linear, and that is why it lacks feedback and context. Sometimes it lacks with feedbacks, because if we are getting feedback out of any model or after the communication process, so then that model will be converted into the two-way process, because one person will be from the sending end and one at the receiving end. So sender and receiver, when both are the available in any communication process, at that time it can work as a two-way, but here it is a one way. So that may be treated as a limitation of this particular model. The model number 2, that is the Berlows SMCR model. It is very famous model and famous with the 3 word, that SMCR means, yes, source, message, channel and receiver. This is full form SMCR, and it is best for what? It is best for understanding how communication can be affected by personal and cultural factors. This model is very pertinent, very suitable and very useful for in understanding how communication can be affected by the personal and cultural factors. So this is the beauty of this particular Berlows SMCR model. If we talk about the key elements, as we know, the already it is putting in the main headings itself, that is SMCR. SMCR, these are the key elements of Berlows model. These are the source, S for source, M for message, C for channel, R for receiver, means source, message, channel and receiver. These are 4 components of this particular model. And if we talk about the different strengths, what are the strengths of this particular model? So the strengths are it highlights how communication is shaped by the skills, how communication is shaped by the skills. So this is particular the strength of this particular model, and attitude and knowledge of both sender and receiver, means what was the skill of attitude and knowledge of sender and receiver, that can be highlighted, or how it was the shaped. So these type of the information can be gained through this particular model, and it will facilitate to make a good communication if we use this particular model in communication process. And if we talk about the limitations, again, yes, here is also sometime still a linear and no feedback loop is there. So sometime that may be count as a limitations. Overall, it is very fruitful model, very good model. And the model number 3, that is transactional model. So, how this transactional model works and for what reason it is known as the best for? It is best for human interaction in real time, such as in conversation or team collaboration, it will be used. So, that is good for the human interaction in real time, such as conversation or team collaboration. What are the key elements of this particular model? These are the few key. It is a continuous exchange of message with the simultaneous sending and receiving. It also includes context, feedback and noise. So, these are the key elements of this particular model. And what are the basic strengths of this model? If we talk about the strengths of this transactional model, so they are the strengths means it reflects dynamic nature of the communication, accounts for the feedback, context and noise. So, these are the different strengths because it is a dynamic in nature or also provide feedback and context and noise information. And if we talk about the limitations, then we can understand these are the basic limitations. It can be complex to diagram or analyze systematically. Means if we want to analyze anything systematically, then it will not be possible through this model. So, it can be sometimes complex to prepare a diagram or to analyze systematically. So, these may be treated as limitations of this particular model, this transactional model. So, let us understand the another, that is Schrammann's model. The model number 4, that is Schrammann's model. We talk about this particular model and for what it is best for. It is best for interpersonal and media communication. It is good for the interpersonal and media communication. Here we can understand what is the difference between interpersonal and intrapersonal. Yes, interpersonal means when any communication is happens between two persons, two individuals, two bodies, two groups, that is interpersonal. And intra means to talk within self, means whenever we go into the thought process, when we recall something or we try to assess something from on self or in my mind or in one's individual's mind, and that decision process or that thinking process, that thought process, that is a type of communication, that is called the intrapersonal communication. So, here it is best for the interpersonal, means for talking between the individuals. And we talk about the key elements. So, the Schramann models, it disclose the different elements like that: encoder, interpreter means who interpret the message; decoder, roles shared by both participants, includes a field of experience. Encoder means it interpreter, decoder roles shared by the both participants includes a field of experience. So, these are the key elements. It also include the field of experience also, and encoder, interpreter, decoder roles shared by both participants. Yes, so these are the key elements. We talk about the strength. It emphasizes shared meaning and feedback. Emphasizes on shared meaning and feedback. We talk about the limitations. What are the different limitations of this particular model? They assumes mutual understanding is always possible. So, here this is limited. Sometime mutual understanding is always possible. The next model is helical model, that is dance model. Helical model, it is also known as the dance model. It is best for the understanding communication over time, how this communication was initiated and where it has been reached, and these all the the way or the journey of that communication over time can be known through this particular model, and this model shows such type of the circulation of the message. So that's why sometimes it's a beauty of hierarchical model. And we talk about the key ideas. The key ideas behind this model is the communication evolves and builds upon past interactions like a helix. It also builds upon the past interaction like a helix. And we talk about the strengths. So what are the different strengths? It is a dynamic model, developmental view of communication. It is developmental view of communication. So, and we talk about the different limitations. It is more abstract, less structured for practical application. Sometimes it is less structured for practical experiences of applications. Now, we are coming to the names of the founder and key proponents of the various major communication models. So, let us understand one by one. Number 8, this is the Aristotle models of communication. We talk about the Aristotle model of communication. The founder was the Aristotle, year was 300 BC, and key features, it is focused on the persuasion in public speaking. So, these are the different features of this particular model. And number 2, this is Shannon and Weaver model. The founders were Claude Shannon and Warren Weaver. These were the founders, and it was founded in the year 1948. And we talk about the key features of this particular model. It is linear model and introduce the concept of noise, and this particular model is used for introduction of the concept of noise, and it is linear model. And model number 3, that is the Schrammann's model. Schrammann's model, it was the founded by Wilbur Schramann in the year 1954, and the key feature of these elements are it introduced the concept of field of experience and feedback. So, these are the basic models, major models that are being founded by different experts. The model number 4, that is the Lausbelle's model. Lausbelle's models is founded by Harold D. Lausbelle in year 1948. Again, the key feature of this particular model are the communication described as who says what, in which channel, to whom, with what effect. This is the basic feature of this particular model. Here, communication described as means who says what, in which channel, to whom, with what effect. This is called the communication. So, this was very good model, and it was given by Lausbelle in 1948. And if we talk about the model number 5th, that is Van Lout transactional model. Van Lout's transaction model, it was found by Dean Van Lout in year 1970. And what were the key features? The key features of this particular model was emphasizes simultaneous sending and receiving of the message. It means here emphasizes the simultaneous sending and receiving the message process is at a time. So, these are the key features of this particular model.
So, here these are few important models that we are discussing over here. Now, we are discussing means we have discussed already 4 models here in lecture first. So, that may be an activity question that you can enlist the different model of communications, and what will be the practical out of that. We can experience these different elements of the communication model in communication process, and we should learn from the different domain of communication in our region or in our area of learning. We talk about the readings. Yeah, you can go through with the extension communication and management book written by G.L. Ray. So, this is your first session. Ends here. This is all. Thank you so much. Thank you everyone. Thank you. Namaskar.